What's up guys, Aaron Bennett here. I'm going to do a Celsius update video. I'm going to cover a few things, some Q&A. Some people are saying they can't find their names in the schedules. I'm just going to say what I think about that. I'm going to mention what an offset means if that shows up in your schedule or next to your name. I'm going to go over Simon Dixon's summary of the court appearance this morning. I'm then going to talk about a Coffeezilla Twitter thread showing how he doxed Krissy Mashinsky. And lastly, I want to finish off with a community-made website that helps you more easily find your name in the list. So I'm actually going to start out with this website, which does relate to not finding your name. It's celsius-victims.com. I believe they're just using the exact PDF that was published yesterday. So this was just shared to me a little earlier today, so I don't know how accurate this is. But if you can't find your name, you may want to search it here and see if it pops up. Now, if you can't find your name, I will say that you need to be sure that you're using the exact name that Celsius has in your account. That may mean a middle name. So a lot of you guys, maybe you're just putting your first and last name, but when you signed up for Celsius, you actually included your middle name or even your middle initial. So make sure that you are using the exact name, and that will probably solve maybe half of you guys not showing up. And you can go into your phone and actually see in your account exactly the name that they have there. So that's a way that you could go and find your name using the website I shared yesterday. Go into your first initial. You can also try it here in this community website. Now, this obviously was made in 24 hours, so pretty amazing. And you can just search for your name. But again, if Alex had a middle name here, I don't think it would show up, so it needs to be exact. So the next thing I want to talk about is this offset. So when you're finding your name right here, as you can see, there will be a column that says, is the claim subject to offset, yes or no? And some people say yes. So the offset means that they have a loan and your principal is offset by the collateral. So all that means essentially is that they understand that you do have a loan or collateral, and that is just being accounted for. So nothing to worry about there. Now, if you don't have a loan and you don't have collateral and it still says yes, then when the updated claim form comes out in the next probably week or two, if I had to guess, you will then submit a claim form and say that no, I shouldn't have had this yes next to my name and I shouldn't have had this offset. So you will just handle that when the claim form is live. So let me go over Simon Dixon's summary of the hearing that happened earlier today. So he says, bringing to the examiner's attention how the Celsius Network app referred to coins as your coins, despite their terms of service, I believe, saying their coins, and the examiner report is needed, and so far there is no rule on custody. So next, what Nuke demonstrated yesterday, which I did share, basically how a withdrawal does not necessarily mean it's being taken off of Celsius. That was brought to the examiner's attention to demonstrate how earn and custody are just database entries. The ruling on November 1st on treating stablecoin creditors as secure depositors, Simon's opinion is we will win when we unite, not fight. And this really summarizes everything that Simon is doing right now. He has a lot of other Twitter spaces that he's recording. If you really want to get involved in this stuff, you can follow him and listen to all of his Twitter spaces. He says the judge is asking the examiner to provide information for 1 year insider clawbacks. The withhold accounts were created as a result of regulatory issues and need examiner investigation. Simon's opinion is that this is the result of selling unregistered securities and then realizing you need to unwind them when the regulators tell you that you sold securities. Next, there was a request to stop Alex submitting plans outside of the process and a request for earn and custody to be tested equally and not property of the estate, which is obviously very good. We want these to be our property. The judge, though, sees earn and custody different. So right now there is no resolution on if custody is property of the estate. So the whole earn, custody, withhold, it's still unclear basically. Is that the property of the estate? Is it ours? So that will have to be postponed a little bit as well. Next, the examiner proposed a report on resolving custody. Our state will pay the bill for this, asking why withhold was created when they were not allowed to open accounts in those states. So more inquiry on custody and withhold from the examiner. Here Simon says, we heard from the examiner for the first time and they suggested a report on custody discovery. Simon's opinion is that's some long delays for all of us to have to bear while they do these reports. So next, the U.S. trustee wants the examiner to investigate custody, and they talked about Nuke's screenshots showing that earn and custody are just database entries. is. So here, custody has no idea if Celsius will choose to do clawbacks, and therefore custody may have to wait to phase 2. So more about clawbacks. Kirkland wants to hold back funds from custody for clawbacks in phase 1. Custody ad hoc believes safe harbor applies. So safe harbor is basically the main defense against retail clawbacks. And I can make an entire video about this, but essentially there are some good defenses about, if retail just withdrew coins under normal business operations, how they would not be subject to an insider clawback or clawbacks in general. So that is what they're talking about here. So let me talk about this tweet where Coffeezilla, if you don't know him, you've probably seen his YouTube videos. He's an internet detective. He puts out great content. He tracked Krissy's stolen $2.7 million, which he cashed out on May 31st, right before Celsius froze trading. So here's how he did it. The bankruptcy courts provide a detailed withdrawal deposit summary where we can find that Krissy took out 2.452 million cell tokens on May 31st. He says, given that this is a very specific amount of cell tokens, we just cross-reference on-chain withdrawals from some of Celsius's hot wallets at the time, and what do we find? On May 31st, Hot Wallet 6 sends out 2.452 million cell tokens. So there is Krissy's address right there. So the amount they give for insiders, meaning they show the exact amount that was withdrawn on the exact date, that allows you to dox people much, much easier and do exactly what Coffeezilla did. But again, most people who are not insiders, like all of these random people I'm scrolling through, it shows just how much they have inside of their wallet. It does not give the information that would allow everybody to be doxxed. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Because here, if I go to Newt Goldstein, whatever, you can find all of the Celsius's wallets and you could do exactly what Coffeezilla did. You could say, oh, he made this withdrawal for $1.362 million on, March 4th, and then you can find the address. But again, I don't think we are all doxxed in this way because, again, most people like myself, everybody, it just looks like this. The addresses are obviously redacted. We don't have the dates of withdrawals, and it's not like everything is completely transparent like that. So guys, that is it for the video. I may take some time off because I am going to be traveling out of Utah and going down to probably a warmer climate very soon. So I will definitely just keep you guys updated as much as I can while I'm traveling and trying to find Wi-Fi in different places. So I hope this was helpful, guys. And again, I'm staying hopeful that Simon and a lot of the leaders inside of Celsius, including Celsius the company and the UCC, they can all work together. So that's what we basically need right now. I was listening to Simon Dixon talk last night with a lot of the other people inside of Celsius, and really, they have a lot of questions and they want to do things slightly differently, but there really needs to be one cohesive plan that gets approved, that works for everybody, where we get equity and where we have a chance to be made whole. So that's it, guys. Hope this was helpful. Subscribe if you want to catch these in the future. Until next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.